Okay, thank you, Carrie. This is Rebecca Kane, and I manage the Enforcement and Compliance History Online system, which, among other things, provides access to ISIS compliance monitoring and enforcement data to the public. So part of the NPDES electronic reporting rule is part of a broader agency initiative that we call Next Generation Compliance. And the reason we're mentioning that is that part of this initiative is electronic reporting and transparency. So, of course, ECHO is part of this transparency initiative. And it's our main website for displaying this data to the public. A lot of the NPDES data has been available on ECHO since 2002. Since 2014, when we modernized the system, data from ISIS are refreshed weekly over the weekend. And this just shows the current ECHO website, that there's already a lot of these data available. Here are the ECHO facility search results that some of you may be familiar with. They've been focused largely on individually permitted facilities, and that's going to change in the coming years as we implement the E-rule. We also have, besides the summary facility search results, we have a detailed facility report that, again, a lot of the data has been focused especially on major individually permitted facilities, so we need to adapt to display all of the new data. We have added a new drop-down menu on the familiar water search form to kick off the transparency aspect of the e-reporting rule implementation. And I'll show a demo of this in just a second. So of course we've already talked about a lot of this, so I won't read this slide, but we are trying to add the new data to ECHO in a careful and useful way, so we definitely want to involve everybody who's interested. We talked about some of the work we've done under Phase 1 and that we will be doing in the last webinar. And after this piece, we'll talk about the biosolids data. I'm going to focus on our new industrial stormwater facility search, which was kind of the first step in experimenting with some of the new data, and it's pretty much focused on EPA data. We anticipate that every NPDES program will have a tailored search form, search results page, and facility report. And that's because some of the data that we're getting is different than what we've had in the past. So again, we have the new industrial stormwater, the new version of the water search form that's tailored to the industrial stormwater program. And it makes it easier to find information about facilities that are discharging under EPA's multi-sector general permit. It also is the way to provide public access to these data. So we've added new data that's new to ECHO coming in from NET, from notices of intent for permit to discharge. And I guess I'll just go into the demo now, rather than continuing to talk. Okay. Okay, when you're, this is the ECHO homepage, and when you click Explore Facilities, we've added this NPDES program area link. And right now, when you click on that, you go directly to the industrial stormwater search form. In the future, that will provide a list of the different types of searches you can do. When we first were designing this form, I was anticipating a much shorter form, but it didn't turn out the way it seemed like. The feedback we got was that people wanted a lot of these search options that we already had on ECHO. So this is very similar to the current water search form, but some new search features that would only apply to this program down here. Some of the things like sector and whether they're discharging into an MS4. I'll just run a really quick search. And the point here is that we want to make the search forms very tailored to the specific program. And I think we might have a little bit of work to do on this form, but we're getting there. It kind of shows our intent. So just like with the regular water search, you just pick whatever type of facilities you're interested in and run the search. And then we have, again, the same look and feel of the current ECHO search results, but the default columns are different. And hopefully it'll load soon. I want to touch it. I was just practicing in my office and this loaded quickly, of course. While this loads, I'll just mention that some of the data that's new to ECHO that's coming in through NET from the Notices of Intent includes information on stormwater pollution prevention plans and also some additional data about historic sites and endangered species. And why is this not loading? Okay, sorry about the slow performance. Do you have a different browser on your computer?
Yeah, we could try Internet Explorer.
I'm on Internet Explorer.
Oh, Firefox.
Firefox, great. Did they come up? So one thing, if you use ECHO and experience something like this, like a very frustrating wait for results, and you happen to have time, it's great if you let me know. Rebecca Kane, my name's Rebecca Kane, K-A-N-E. If you let me know, like right when you're experiencing it, that will help us troubleshoot performance issues. Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, we're trying to get this box out of the way. I didn't realize I had opened that. Okay, let's try the search again. There's just one thing I wanted to show on the search result. Oh, that's little resolution. Let's see.
Probably Control Plus.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I'll try that again. Again, we have noticed that performance really varies based on the network you're on. EPA during the middle of the day does tend to be a little slower than if you're either working at night or off-site. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So what I wanted to show is that besides showing, some summary statistics on the facilities that met your search, we have the list of facilities that met the search down here, and this is where we can really tailor the results to the program. And I think we haven't quite hit the mark yet on this, on the default columns we've chosen, because I have received some comments that we should be showing different things right off, so I'm definitely interested in your opinion if you have one. But one of the important things is that you can customize the columns, and a lot of people are interested in the stormwater pollution plan information. And then all of the on the left side of the screen, all of these data are new to ECHO. But you just pick the type of data you're interested in. You could even get rid of things that you're not interested in, and then update the columns. And whatever view of the columns you have on your screen is what will download. And you have the choice to download it as a comma-separated value file or an Excel file. And so if you just get the view how you like it here, then that's what it'll download. And the other thing to point out is that if a facility is required on the notice of intent to either enter a web address where they keep their stormwater pollution prevention plan or some information about these plans. And the reason we put this view button is because a lot of the information is really long to fit into a cell, but when you download it, the whole thing downloads. So you wouldn't be missing any data when you download. And one thing we'll be adding soon are benchmark limit exceedances. We didn't do that right off because, again, that was different data that we didn't want to misrepresent because they are exceedances of a limit, but they're not violations. But we have a draft. It's a draft of how we'd like to do that. We're going to allow people to search for facilities that have benchmark limit exceedances, and then also to see those data on the detailed facility report. And we have a mock-up for doing that a couple of regions have approved, and so that should be coming toward the end of the calendar year. And as we move forward, we will want to involve anybody who's interested in making sure that we make these new interfaces as useful as possible. So that's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Rebecca. And if you have any suggestions or requests for improvement, as Rebecca said, please email her. Her name is kane.rebecca, R-E-B-E-C-C-A, @epa.gov, and we'd be happy to chat with you. So we gave a quick demo of the new industrial stormwater search. As Rebecca showed, this is how we're integrating the new data that we're collecting on EPA's MSD permit into ECHO and getting it out to the public. And then what we intend to do is something similar for biosolids. As I noted earlier, starting in February of next year, we'll be collecting the federal report electronically, and the data that comes in on the report we will be making available to the public via ECHO. So just as you saw here, where my mouse is, where it says Choose Water Program, Rebecca showed you where you could search on industrial stormwater, and then you had custom fields that you could search on, and then custom columns for the results, and then a drill down page where you could get more information. Very similar approach here for biosolids. So you would have the ability here to select biosolids, and then you would have a whole new section of just biosolids search criteria. So some ideas, and we're just gathering ideas at the moment, is you could allow people to search on what kinds of management options are being done with the biosolids. Are they land applying, surface disposal, incineration? What kind of biosolids facility is it? How big is it? Is it treating Class A materials, Class B? The form of the biosolids, the quantity of the biosolids they're managing in dry metric tons, if there are any pollutant exceedances as reported on the form or reported deficiencies. Also, if you want to drill down on any vector attraction reduction options or pathogen reduction options, or if there are any particular sewage treatment processes you want to find. These are all ideas that come from the form, but more importantly are just here to give you a sense of the options that might be available. And Rebecca and her colleague Courtney will be setting up a work group to collect more input from states before we build out this form. So we will be sending out notices to states and regions asking for people who want to participate on this development, and we hope you will be able to participate. And like I said, the data that we'll be collecting will be available in ECHO and also packaged in reports, much like the detailed facility report, that will allow you to get all the information that's going on at that facility with respect to its biosolids program. And then also, in addition to what you saw with the I'll call it classic ECHO search, we also have the ability of displaying the information in a dashboard fashion. And we have something today with the traditional NPDES program. And our initial thinking was we might be able to have a set of boxes stacked on one top of each other. Box 1 would list the number of biosolids facilities. We could also identify the facilities that were inspected, violations that were found at the facilities, any serious violations, enforcement actions taken, and any penalties. So this is something that we have today. Hopefully this looks familiar. This is our current dashboard for the biosolids program. And the idea you would be able to select biosolids, and then these charts would all reconfigure to focus just on the biosolids program. Each of these charts would allow you to click on it to see the data, but graphically, and you can click on the bar charts, and then that would allow you to drill down to see the underlying facilities. And these are just some ideas that we have, and we certainly welcome your input. And Rebecca and her colleague Courtney will be leading that up. That is the end of our first presentation.